All right, you are back with Truth Exposed Radio live on this May 30th, 2012. We are live and on location in Chantilly, Virginia at Bilderberg 2012. We are far away from San Antonio where we reside as We Are Change San Antonio. You can find our meetup, SanAntonioTruth.org. We have a meetup coming up this Friday in San Antonio. Street Action, Info Jam Bilderberg, YouTube.com/WeAreChangeSA. And we are honored to have so many activists in our presence right now in this makeshift studio in Chantilly, Virginia. I am one of your hosts tonight, Matthew Medina.
I'm Cody Hess, and yeah, we really are a long way from home, but we definitely knew we had to come out here and expose Bilderberg Group, get out here with the hundreds, if not thousands, of other activists making their way out here. Everyone knows this is the real 1%, closer to the 0.01%. You can check out the website, occupybilderberg.org. Our other two hosts are right here.
C.J. Gore. And this is Robert Blount, a.k.a. Funkmaster Five.
Absolutely, and we have our special guest here in the studio tonight in Chantilly, Virginia, Luke Rudkowski of We Are Change.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys. It's an honor and pleasure to finally be on your radio program.
And we are live streaming, is that correct, Luke?
Yeah, live streaming right now on ustream.tv/WeAreChange. Just get on there and you can see exactly what's happening in this crazy hotel room filled with too many people.
It is, there are way too many people in here, dude, for real. But hey, we ran into you earlier. We were rolling up on the Westfields Marriott. We saw you out there filming the fence.
Yeah, we saw you walking along the concentration camp fence in front of the Westfields.
It's very interesting because as soon as we got there, we saw a mobile surveillance unit
set
up with surveillance cameras by the police department here, and we just walked around, try to see what was going on. We had a police officer roll past our car and stop us. He actually gave me an Oath Keeper's card, which is kind of weird. But overall, there's a lot of security, a lot of undercover cops, a lot of regular cops, a lot of weird-looking guys, and it should be very interesting to see what happens when so many people just come here and try to expose Bilderberg for what it is. And I think this will be one of the major breaking years, that this will actually get out there into, maybe not into the mainstream media realm, but I think to a very huge audience. And I think that's very possible with the amount of people that will be coming here. And especially all the independent journalists that are coming here. It should be very interesting, should be very fun.
And Luke, this is Matt Medina here. Who are we expecting? Who do you know that's going to be here for show?
There's so many people. Gary Franchi, Adam Kokesh, Dan Dix, you guys are here, Abby Martin of Media Roots. There's people coming from all over the world just to be here. I know people flying in from Europe, so it should be very interesting and It should be amazing. Last year in Switzerland at the Bilderberg meeting, very similar things happened, but they kind of had us really secluded all the way in a very, very small town, up in the mountains. It was raining and storming and muddy. It was like covering a war scene pretty much, where there was mud everywhere and no food.
And I just want to remind the listeners that might just be tuning in, this is Truth Exposed Radio, live May 30th on location from Chantilly, Virginia. And we are live streaming at Luke's channel. Luke, shout out that Ustream channel.
Ustream.tv/WeAreChange. Just get on there and you can see exactly what's happening live.
Absolutely, so you can go over there right now and check it out. And I'll tell you what, we got our first call of the night on right now, Steve from California. Steve, so let me ask you a question here. Are we all just a group of schizophrenics out here in Chantilly, Virginia, staring at a hotel that doesn't exist?
I'm just calling because I want to express my sincerest gratitude for what you are all doing right now. You are the true patriots, and I could not be more proud of all of you, especially my brother. Robbie, keep kicking butt, all right?
Thank you, Steve. You're the hero. You went out there and served, and one thing that we're trying to change is the status quo of our great military personnel being used for undeclared wars and illegal wars and stuff they call kinetic military actions, which are killing innocent people, and they're being subsidized through our tax dollars and through that hidden inflation tax. And y'all shouldn't be used for these kind of actions.
No, I completely agree. And I totally see that. While I was in, I was completely brainwashed. Of course, the honor to serve. Anytime anybody, thanks me for having served, all I can really say is it was an honor to serve. Whether I knew what I was doing or not, we're making that sacrifice. you know. But now, you know, I'm better informed. Glad I didn't make it a career.
Well, you know, it's unfortunate that people don't have good information now, and I'm surprised that you called in, Steve. You called me Robbie on the air, and I don't want people to know that. It is incredibly embarrassing.
Robbie over here.
See, now the guys are gonna get me all the way back from Bilderberg.
Hey,
you got it, Robbie.
Hey, caller, you should have seen Rob over here, Funkmaster 5 on YouTube fame, calling a national radio shows with info bombs. On the way over here from San Antonio, Texas, Chantilly, Virginia, we had plenty of fun with this guy calling international radio shows, and you know, Rob is a real trooper. He's done what he can for truth, as a lot of us in the studio. Any last things you want to leave before we go on? Because Luke Rudkowski is in studio. We got a big, huge release tomorrow of unreleased confrontational videos. We actually got a sneak peek before the show. Ladies and gentlemen, listening to the show on the AM and FM affiliates all across the nation, on the internet worldwide at truthexposedradio.com, and all the Facebook pages that are sharing this information. We're going to drop an exclusive sneak peek video in anticipation of tomorrow's donation drive. WeAreChange.org. Luke Rudkowski working hard, working hard. We've seen all the videos, and this ain't mainstream media. This ain't no Democracy Now! Receiving foundation money. This ain't none of that. You know what I'm saying? So, our caller and Steve in California, a veteran. Any last things you wanna say before we move on the show?
Keep on trucking, and you know you've got all our support. We're right behind you. Take care.
Thanks a lot. You know, and the military support is very important. And we all know that Ron Paul leads in military support. We know that the military is awake out there. You know, there's an illusion that doesn't take hold on their free minds.
Well, absolutely. I tell you what, we're here in studio right now. We got Luke Rudkowski. It's May 30th. We're here just on the dawn of Bilderberg meeting. We already saw the fences. You were already down there, Luke. I mean, just right off the bat here, before we get into the whole breaking footage, I mean, you came all the way to Chantilly, Virginia from where you were at. We came all the way from San Antonio. What do you think is the importance of being here at Bilderberg?
Yeah, because a lot of people are saying, hey Luke, a lot of people are saying, oh, y'all being there doesn't matter. What do you got to say to that, brother?
Well, I think it really does matter because it just encourages the Bilderberg members because they want no attention.
They're putting up a fence now. They didn't put up a fence in 08.
Yeah, they never put up a fence 4 years ago. Now they're putting up fences. Now there's mobile surveillance unit. Now there's more security than there ever was before in secrecy. And they pretty much thrive under the cover of darkness. And I think the more people that are there, the more light is shined on them, the more attention is brought to them. And it's very important for those photographers and videographers to be right there up in front in those two exits to capture the video of the people coming in and out of that meeting. Now they do release a report with some of the people that do come in there, but sometimes a lot of people are not on that list, and the only way to really find out who's coming is to actually stand out there, have a good camera, and try to take photos of the cars coming in. And just 4 years ago in Chantilly, Virginia, we found Madeleine Albright, Ben Bernanke walking in, and many others driving into the Chantilly, Virginia. So I think it matters. The more people, the better. The more attention this brings to the American public, the better it is for everybody. The mainstream media won't do it, so it's up for us to do it.
Yeah, exactly. You know, we've been talking on Truth Exposed about, Occupy, Bilderberg, for the activists to be like a year-round thing, not just come out and start highlighting it, just around the time, but all year, in which your videos definitely show that. That's definitely like...
Yeah, and we got to remind the listeners that tomorrow is the big release of unreleased videos Luke Rudkowski's done with a lot of these super class, real 1% quote. That's just using the catchphrase from the Occupy movement, 1%.
Yeah.
But these are the real 1%, the super class. And Luke Rudkowski has tons of videos over the years, and I've been knowing you've been hoarding onto them forever, dude, since like years ago.
It's just been very hard to edit all of it.
I know, because you were trying to make a movie for a while, and then I know how it is to be busy. You're trying to like go to school, go to work, get by, and then you got all these videos, you're doing confrontations, and it don't stop. Yeah. The thing is, you keep doing confrontations, you keep doing street actions, you don't have time to make a legit video because we don't have producers, we're not any of these official medias, so we're coming up on our break here. We got like a minute and a half left, and we just want to tell the listeners to share the link because you're dropping an exclusive here. Go ahead.
Well, you know, this time me and Dustin, we said we had enough, especially after we just got back from Chicago and had Homeland Security harass us and 2 other We Are Change chapters. And we said, you know, we're not going to back down. The more you harass us, the more you try to intimidate us, the more we're going to step our game up. And that's what we decided to do. We crunched down. Dustin was editing. We edited, put everything together. 12 unseen videos. You're going to see them first on our Ustream channel, which if you're watching now, you can see me talk on ustream.tv/We Are Change. We're going to be broadcasting from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. The people on the Ustream will be able to see the confrontations first, and then they will be up on YouTube. And there's 12 of them, and I hope you guys enjoy them. And I hope they bring a lot of attention to the Bilderberg meeting and make everybody aware of these treasonous members who run away and don't really answer any questions at all.
Yeah, when we come back from this quick break, we're going to actually drop one of those new videos right now, the confrontation with Ted Turner. You don't want to miss this. Pass the link on right now, Truth Exposed.
Never heard before, never seen before, exclusive, exposed on Truth Exposed Radio.
Right. Totally. We'll be right back, 512-646-1984. All right, welcome back to the Truth Exposed Radio Show. If you're just tuning in, we are in Chantilly, Virginia, broadcasting on location of the 58th annual meeting of the Bilderberg Group, and the mainstream media still does not want to talk about them, so we've been discussing the rise of the alternative media. We've had on already Shepard from the Intel Hub, and right now we have on Luke Rudkowski of We Are Change, paving the path of citizen journalism, just confronting people, bringing up real issues that the mainstream media will not bring up with all these famous people. We're talking about politicians, businessmen. I mean, he has so many unseen stuff. You guys got to check it out. We saw it. It is unbelievable. And we're going to play one of those clips right now. Luke, what do you have for us?
Right now we have me, my friend Gary, and Brian confronting the one and only Ted Turner.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Mr. Turner, I was wondering if you think it's a good idea to reduce 90% of the population because we are being overpopulated by a lot of 80? Prince Philip said 80, sir. I go with 85.
Something happened to the sound there. We're going to get on it real quick. If you didn't hear, we're going to rewind it. This is Ted Turner, and he just corrected on how much of the population he wants wiped out. You are right. This is exclusive. You won't see the video till tomorrow when Luke Rudkowski releases this as part of the WeAreChange.org donation drive. Luke Rudkowski has done so much work, traveled from New York to Washington, D.C., to jumping out of airplanes to Chicago at NATO. Luke Rudkowski, Greece, Spain, all over the place. This guy right here is starting We Are Change. Here's the video.
I go with 85.
There you go. Ted Turner is saying about $2 billion.
That means he's have to lose $4 billion.
Well,
Kind of makes you
it's
wanna-
cutting in and out, but look, it's because it's not meant to be. Because this is exclusive. When you try to do something ahead of your time. No, hey guys, let's cut this out, yo. This is dropping in and out.
Forgive the technical difficulties.
Hey, this is a sneak peek. This wasn't going to be some red carpet premiere. The red carpet premiere is tomorrow, and if you really like it, donate at WeAreChange.org to Luke Rudkowski because he's been putting in mad work. And he's getting no sponsorship from no Ford Foundation, no Rockefeller Foundation. And if you heard it on air tonight, that's exclusive. You're getting a sneak peek from nowhere else. You're not going to tune into no Democracy Now! And get that. Luke Rudkowski, what up, yo?
I mean, we're just trying to do the best we can and trying to bring as much attention to this as we can. If you like it, if you want to support us, please do. I spent all my savings trying to do this, trying to bring out the information to everybody. And we're not supported by any corporation. We have no advertisement. We're trying to keep it real. We're trying to keep it legitimate. We're trying to be for the people. We're trying to be the media instead of just
because
being the media.
Ted Turner is on the record making these statements about population control and reducing the population to absurd amounts. He's on the record as saying that. Who else is asking these questions? Nobody.
Yeah.
We Are Change Rhode Island did hit up, was it Bill Gates?
Yeah.
In front of the one university. And that's just a testament to you starting We Are Change and confronting Zbigniew Brzezinski. And then it started nationwide We Are Change chapters all across the nation confronting politicians. In San Antonio, we confronted Rick Perry a year and a half ago about attending Bilderberg and about him supporting Sarah Palin, and Sarah Palin saying secretly to We Are Change Ohio, another We Are Change chapter who got Sarah Palin on video saying she supported a new investigation 9/11. So here we are in Texas asking Rick Perry, hey, you know, Palin said she supports a new 9/11 investigation. Where do you stand? And you started that, you paved the way, and these are new confrontation videos that are freaking, you're sitting on some gold chips here. The media couldn't even touch the videos you're going to release tomorrow, so what up with that?
We're just trying to get as much attention on Bilderberg as possible. I mean, there's so many breakthrough videos. I mean, we have Ted Turner admitting he wants to get rid of 5 billion people and only have a 2 billion population. And also, he's also calling for a one-child policy.
He said it on your video.
Exactly.
Nobody's seen this video.
Yeah, the mainstream media never ask these questions, and instead of just harping on the media, we should be the media. We should step our game up. We have the possibility, chance right now, even through a cell phone, as my friend is broadcasting right now, to show the world exactly what's happening.
And what's the link? What's the link people can see?
Ustream.tv/We Are Change. You can watch us live right now. And I just want to make it perfectly clear. This is not about me. It's not about an individual. It's about all of us being the change that we want to see in this world. It's not about me. I don't care if my name's on anything. What matters is you taking action and responsibility for your own life and going out there and exemplifying it and not just complaining and moaning and being all negative and a Debbie Downer. I'm sick.
Yeah, there's too many people like that on Facebook, right? C.J. Gore.
Yeah, definitely. You know, it's a little easier than you think, and we talk about this all the time to be an activist. You know, there's very simple ways. You can do it with a cell phone. You know, you got to quit being a slacktivist and be an activist. You just get out on the streets. We were going to have a guest later on that he just drove around, made a video, slapped it up, said Occupy Bilderberg. I mean, you start putting that information out. I mean, you don't even have to leave your house to do some of this stuff.
Well, like Rob, the Funkmaster5.com over here, he was doing activism for years now, calling in major radio shows and dropping info bombs. What do you got to say about coming out from being someone who follows the news and then actually doing something within your means? Because not everybody could go out and hold a megaphone or confront globalists.
Well, you know, you can be sure that if you're awakening to this information that you're not alone, and there's a tradition in this country of citizen journalists and people coming out there and bringing this information out. And, you know, we are the Paul Reveres of our age, and if you have very little means, then use that very little means you have. If you have great means, use that great means you have.
Exactly.
Anything that you are able to do, you can assume that you've been put in this position to do what you can do.
Yeah, everybody's important in this fight.
Yeah.
Everybody has different talents, different skills. Put it to use however you think you should put it. There's so many things that need to get done. Stop concentrating on the negativity, stop concentrating on how bad it is, and start thinking how you could change it. That's where it begins, that's where it starts, and it starts with you listening here right now, deciding to do something.
Yeah, that's right. Like, you know, Gandhi said, be the change you want to see in the world. And that's what you got to do.
Hey, and Luke, what's going on tomorrow?
Tomorrow, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m., we're going to be live outside Bilderberg, broadcasting live, and then every hour to the hour, it's going to be live confrontation. There's going to be a lot of people
so
there.
where can people find that at? You're releasing unreleased confrontation videos that we got a sneak peek of before the show, and this is exclusive. Those of you that heard the part of that confrontation video, that's exclusive. The videos that we haven't sneak peeked to everybody, they're dope. They're gold chips, man.
Yeah.
All of that's going to be on wearechange.org, and you know, we hope we could sustain ourselves. We hope we could do this for a long while. I don't know if I can without the people's support, but I just want to make it clear that what we're trying to do is to motivate and activate all the people out there to believe in themselves and not be just depressed and mad and scared because of everything that's happening. And by showing me coming up to Ted Turner or a Lord Jacob Rothschild or Tony Blair or Henry Kissinger, showing that shows how human they are and how afraid they are of questions and of truth. And you can look at them in the eyes and you can make a powerful gesture. You can make a powerful impact on their lives. And that shows you that they're not as powerful as everybody thinks they are. They're not as elite as everybody else thinks they are. You are. We are equal human beings on this earth. We all have equal value, and it's up to us to look these guys in the eyes and let them know they will not rule us at all. We have no fear. We only have love in our heart, and we're going to build a better society. And we're not even going to concentrate on all the negative crap.
Yeah, we're not, dude. That's a waste of time.
That is the most powerful idea, the most powerful kind of speech talking about this whole truth movement, talking about the activist roots, is that you're totally right. These are people just like everybody else. And, you know, we sit and the TV props them up, makes them look like gods. People that, you know, are starting to look into the New World Order start to say, okay, these guys are so powerful, I can't do anything, I'm just one guy. But I think what you're saying, your point is totally clear there, is that we all together, this isn't called I am change or something, it's we are change. We can all do it together by taking whatever you can do, your one skill, specify that skill or have multiple skills, it doesn't matter, just do something, because you know what, when you do attack, you do win in the info
And it's
war.
not just limited to the United States of America. You know, we have people like Matias Rojas in Chile who confronted David Rockefeller. And as we know, as truther activists, only people to confront David Rockefeller would be Luke Rudkowski and Matias Rojas in Chile. And he really ignited and kickstarted something in South America we might not really see here in North America, the United States. They started a whole thing over there because Chile is really an upheaval against the school system. They've been there implementing through the protest circles ideas. It's bigger than that. It's a new world order, and that's something that you inspired here in America, Luke.
I mean, the only reason these guys are getting away with what they're getting away with is because of their perception, is because of what people think of them, is because how high and mighty everybody thinks they are and how they are mighty themselves. But that simple act of looking them straight in the eyes, letting them know that we know what's going on. We're not your puppets. We're not going to be your slaves. We're not going to play around with this. We know. And just by letting them know that we know, it's such a powerful action. I mean, after a confrontation, that's one of the best feelings in the world, and I recommend everybody go out there and do it. I mean, just at the end of it, you feel amazing, and you show people they're regular people. They poop like we poop. They use the restrooms like we use the restrooms. They're regular human beings. And the only reason they're powerful is because we believe they're powerful. But we have to let go of that and understand that all of us are powerful.
But then, like you're saying, you confront them and ask them the prominent questions that the mainstream media is not asking them, and you get it on video, and then you upload it on YouTube, and then other people see it, and other people could be like, well, hey, yeah, that answer from this certain person wasn't suitable. That was a legit question that Luke was asking this person or that person or this person. I mean, you got like, I saw your picture on your Facebook page, you have like 250 press passes now from your time and being an alternative media journalist, and you know, so you asking them those questions, getting on video, upload on YouTube, and then like an example, Matias Rojas in Chile confronted David Rockefeller and put it on YouTube. It's an example that many other people can follow. You know, Bilderberg is just starting up, and we want to really inspire other activists to take up this mantle because, like I mentioned earlier, it's like the Tupac song, I wouldn't be here today if the old school didn't pave the way, and there's many researchers and into the New World Order that have paved the way for us now, and we're coming up, you know, we got like 2.5 minutes left in this break with Luke Rudkowski, and we want to make sure that listeners know where to find you and what's going on tomorrow with the donation drive.
Yeah, I mean,
and the live stream. So we're live streaming now.
Yeah, we're live streaming now on ustream.tv/wearechange tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Eastern, all the way to 10 p.m. Eastern Time. We will be going live. To catch the confrontations live, you have to be on the Ustream. They will be on YouTube 30 minutes after that. Check out wearechange.org. We have our mission statement. We have the money we want to raise and how much and where the money's going to go to. And we're just trying to make a difference, and we're trying to do this without any corporate backing, without any strings attached to us, without anybody telling us what to do, because this is the only way we could really get away with doing it.
Legit.
Yeah, tomorrow's going to be the biggest day to tune in to. I mean, this is when the guys are going to be arriving. We're going to have both entrances covered. I think there's 2, there might be 3.
Yeah, the service entrance and then the front door entrance.
All covered. We're going to be all out there. They got the fences up. That's not going to stop us. If anything, I think that just empowers us. That just gets us all motivated. Yeah, you want to do that? Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to go even harder.
Bilderberg.org.
Absolutely. Well, I want to thank you for coming on tonight, Luke.
No problem. Thank you so much. Keep up the great work, man. You guys are organic journalists. Forget about independent. Organic journalism is where it's at.
All right.
Oh, that's organic everything, man.
Organic everything, you know what I'm saying? Organic, you know, freedom of choice, you know. On Twitter, at Luke, We Are Change, you know, Luke Rudkowski on Facebook, wearechange.org. We are Change San Antonio, Truth Exposed Radio. We'll be right back after this break.
And we'll take the calls too. Coming up, 1 full hour, all activists all night long. Be right back. TruthExposedRadio.com.
All right, welcome back to Truth Exposed Radio. Exposing truth here in Chantilly, Virginia, 2012, confronting Bilderberg, telling those globalist scum that we're not their slaves, they are not our masters. And right now we've got a caller on the line. Cody, who's on the line, dog?
Yeah, Chris has been on the line. He's been waiting for a while. Let's go ahead and bring on Chris right now to Truth Exposed Radio. We're all the way here in Chantilly, Virginia. Chris, what's on your mind tonight?
What up?
Chris, you're live, buddy.
Chris in Texas, what up, yo? All right, it's Chris Smith from Texas, from We Are Change, Texas Hill Country. That's Burning, Texas, located about 30 minutes northwest of San Antonio. Some beautiful land over there, ladies and gentlemen. You know, everybody's talking about surviving the apocalypse and what if this happens, what if that happens, you know, you got TV shows like Jericho and all these post-apocalyptic shows where people are trying to survive, you know, and what I bring that up because I'm a fan of that kind of fiction, And it's like in all those forms of fiction, Texas is like the last standing state. It's like everything depends on Texas. And Texas Hill Country is where it's at. And we have our guest from We Are Change Texas Hill Country, Chris Smith, on the line. What up, Chris?
Hey, I appreciate that. Being called a guest is pretty nice. Hey, I don't know where it started. It's just, I'm so stoked that y'all made it up there safely. I've been on my mind the whole time. And now that you're there, I'm so just regretful that I'm not. But I know y'all get to do it to the fullest. I just got that Luke on just now. I mean, Luke is my hero, idol. I don't know what you want to call him, but he's my inspiration on a lot of levels. Like, that's actually what led me to listen to We Are Change San Antonio. Now, Matthew, from day one, we hit it off. We're like brothers now. Now I've got the TAC, the Texas Hill Country going, and that's just all the Texas thing is and what y'all are talking about, how everybody do what they can do, and I just want to give Luke props and let him know how far his original message is spread out, and man, what a positive show this has been. I don't know quick now that y'all said something, but it's just awesome. I'm so happy that y'all have been doing y'all thing, and
Yeah, and we're definitely glad y'all are gonna be holding it down in San Antonio to do some street actions, show that we're covering both things, and also we got to give some mad props to the pimp with the grip. You know,
Who's that?
That's the guy that's catching all this on video. That is Cody.
Cody Rowe over
Cody
here.
Rowe.
Oh man.
Hey Cody, we need to get Cody on the mic.
Yeah,
you know,
Cody.
Cody's over there behind the camera recording us.
Say
So
something.
we're extending the mic to Cody over here. What up, brother?
What up, y'all, man? It's looking lovely. It's an awesome show, man.
Hey, how's it been for you on the road with us?
Man, I can't believe how much work we put in on the way. I mean, it's just been nothing but, beauty. I mean, all the street actions we've hit on the way, it's just been like nothing but, you know what I mean, truth work. I mean,
From
straight
San
up.
Antonio all the way to Chantilly, Virginia, Cody. What up with that? You ever been out of Texas this way, Cody?
No, not at all, never.
And hey,
So-
ladies and gentlemen listening, this is Truth Exposed Radio live on May 30th, 2012. If you've missed this show thus far, you can find the archive on iTunes at truthexposedradio.com. And we've had on our guests at intelhub.com. We've had on Luke Rudkowski from wearechange.org. Great alternative media guests. And right now it's our guest, Chris Smith of We Are Change Texas Hill Country. And Cody Rowe has been on this road trip with us from San Antonio, Texas to here. We've done a lot of street actions. And what do you got to say about this road trip and all the actions? And
Man, it's just been incredible. We've done so many interviews, so many street actions, handed out flyers, got so many good reactions. Everywhere, every city, every state we've gone.
Hey, what happened in Nashville, Tennessee? When we were on the street corner, busy downtown traffic, and it was myself, megaphone. You were there with the camera. What happened when the people seen you right there with the camera? What happened?
Oh yeah, I got some good
Because
reactions.
you come from an experience, a background where you make music videos, you make all these videos. You know, what is the YouTube channel for We Are Change THC? You've done the videos for in the Fed rallies. You've done music videos. You've done a lot of work in the rap game in Texas. I think the listeners don't know about you. Can you tell the listeners about yourself?
Oh yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I mean, I do a lot of work in Houston with the Screwed Up Clique and the Grace Boys Commission and all that stuff, and I put in a lot of work, and I'm definitely in this truth movement too as well. And I'm with that Texas Hill Country with Chris Smith that's on the line, and we try to do all our thing and connect this whole Hill Country thing together, man, and make it all work. And it's a solid movement, man.
Yeah, totally. And
And the
Chris,
YouTube channel for the We Are Change Texas Hill Country. What's that URL?
That's the We Are Change THC for Texas Hill Country.
On YouTube.com. You've made some videos, and you've made other music videos. What kind of music videos you made out there that people can find from you?
Oh, for the music videos, that's Screwed Up Clique. That's the Grace Boys Commission TV, and that's
Nice.
all
Nice.
Texas.
Put in work on the underground scene, and with this alternative media, it's almost like we're the underground scene. It's like a subculture. All the independent underground cultures from media, radio, music, videos, and on. And Chris Smith is our guest. Cody Hess.
yeah, totally. And Chris, I know you guys there in San Antonio. You're gonna make your way down.
No,
for
Bernie,
Friday.
Texas. Bernie,
Well,
Texas.
I'm saying there in San Antonio.
Oh
you
yeah,
guys
in
can go
San
downtown
Antonio there
San
is a
Antonio.
street action first Friday. My bad, Cody.
No, yeah,
But yeah, I
Chris,
just want
I want
the
Chris to
street
elaborate
action
on
this Friday in San Antonio, right?
Oh yeah, no doubt. Now, we have it. We're already planning on doing it big. We got DVDs, we got flyers.
Oh, you.
So yeah, we're gonna be promoting y'all big time and just getting the word out as always, keeping it up, holding down the fort we all gone. Cause I there. But man, I'm so glad y'all gave Cody some recognition. He deserves it, man. Go check out that. For real, go to YouTube and check out those UK DNC page. He put some work in and really organized all the videos. He combed the net, best of the United videos, the best Federal Reserve videos, the best, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Just whatever you want to learn about, you're going to be able to find it right there. It's going to keep growing. We're going to start making our own 3X videos. And as far as the music games, yeah, he's done some stuff on that note too. And so this thing is really just getting started. We're going to be doing big things. I'm just so excited y'all up there representing exposing crumb staffing and Cody Rhodes, man. Easy, baby.
Hey Chris, so what do you think, man? I mean, is this going to be the year Bilderberg gets completely blown wide open? I mean, are we just going to kick the whole door down on the public discourse about the Bilderberg group? I mean, we called in Sean Hannity and Mark Levin. They didn't want to hear about it. Alan Combs deleted our Bilderberg bombs there on his show. I mean, is this going to be the year that we just say, no more, we're not going to take the silence, we're not going to take the propaganda anymore, and they're just going to have to come out and say, okay, the Bilderberg group exists, here's what they're doing?
Let me shake my magic 8 ball.
What does it say? What does it say?
This is outcome likely.
Oh,
nice.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Dionne Warwick over here, Chris Smith,
Christodamus.
Christodamus. Hey Chris, so for real, how many DVDs do you guys have down there? I know we're rolling with like 800 DVDs right now.
Yeah,
about
hey,
2,000
there's
flyers.
actually, you know, we are Change San Antonio on location live, broadcasting Truth Exposed Radio on the Logos Radio Network. You can find us truthexposedradio.com, on the logosradionetwork.com. Live every Wednesday night, 7 to 9 Eastern Time, 6 to 8 Central Time. And, you know, we brought a ton of supplies with us, DVDs and flyers, and there is a festival going on in Chantilly that we plan on info jamming while we're here alongside the covering of Bilderberg. We plan on hitting up spots here in Chantilly and handing out flyers and DVDs to educate those around us. And it's good to know that you guys are back there in San Antonio, Texas, and going to info jam this Saturday, this first Friday. And I want to encourage the listeners of our show on AM and FM affiliates on the internet worldwide, truthexposedradio.com, to take action and inform people what's going on and make videos, and we'll share them on the Occupy Bilderberg 2012 Facebook page.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
The way I see it, I just kind of jumping back to you know, this being the last year Bilderberg. I'm telling you, man, my little personal form of getting this word out there is just personally interaction, whether it be the guy next to me at the bar stool, or, you know, wherever you can get a word. Most time it's my own clients, my landscape company, and I'll tell you, because I don't hold back, you know, I let off a lot of information, and it's pretty well received, and you would be surprised some of the people I'm talking to, they totally believe the things I'm saying, and so I feel like I am a little info farmer planting seeds in people's minds, and I know they're going to be sprouting sooner or later, so I just can't help but to feel we are on the road to victory.
Well, you said that Luke Rudkowski was a hero of yours, and I think that it kind of goes actually the opposite. I think you're a hero of his and a hero of ours. This is all built around the grassroots and the citizen journalists and citizen activists, and going out there and planting the information, planting the seeds, like you said. You know, that's what it's all about. That's why we're here doing this, is to inspire action from others.
Yeah, it's definitely, you know, like Cody said earlier, it's we are changed, not I am changed, not they are changed, we are changed. It's all about coming together to defeat the globalists, because, you know, it's divided we fall, you know, together we stand.
No doubt, it's working, man. Like I said, I think in this current day and age, people are waking up on their own, and then once we get a little help, you know, I've heard a quote somewhere that you just need a small percentage of the population to come to the agreement on something before the rest of the population catches up. And it's a small of a number, 10%. 10% of us realize here's what we're living in. We realize this global plan. We realize we're getting to 21. You can just take it from there. But once that happens, it's only a matter of time before the rest of us. So society as a whole has to acknowledge it as well. So that's not true.
Well, thanks a lot, Chris. I'll tell you what, man. Thanks for your call, and I hope you guys have a lot of good luck there in downtown San Antonio on First Friday. What time are you guys meeting up for everybody that might be listening from the surrounding area?
Well, I'm definitely going to make it out there early this time. I mean, I'm physically early, but hey, we will definitely be up there by 7 o'clock to be representing to the league.
And I want to shout out that we just shared the link to all the major Facebook pages associated with this radio show, which would be facebook.com/wearechange.SA, letters SA, We Are Change San Antonio, facebook.com/wearechange.SA. TruthExposedRadio.com will link you to the Truth Exposed Radio Facebook, and none other than Occupy Bilderberg 2012.
Absolutely. Chris, any closing comments you want to make tonight on the dawn before Bilderberg 2012?
Oh man, I don't really know what to say except for, man, all my love and respect to that guy, and keep it up, man. Just be careful, watch your back, don't get right back, don't get challenged, all that good stuff.
Hey, we won't, man. I'll tell you, I want to rephrase that question. What do you want us to say to Rockefeller and Beatrix and Kissinger and all these other scumbags?
And
when
you know,
they're coming into the hotel?
Go ahead. Thank you, Chris Smith of We Are Change THC. That's Texas Hill Country, because we got a lot of hills back in Texas. This is Truth Exposed Radio live on location, truthexposedradio.com. Lots more guests coming up, grassroots activists on this show. We are reporting live on location from Occupy Bilderberg. Huge show. Share the link, truthexposedradio.com.
Holding it down. You're here to occupy Bilderberg. We're here to occupy the real 1%, closer to the 0.01%. We got activists from all over. This is like our own little conference.
It's like Woodstock.
Yeah, it's like Truth Stock.
There you go, Trutherberg.
Yeah, Trutherberg stock. And we've got great guests on all night. We've got one now, and I do got to highlight that it's official. The globalist actor that we saw just came in studio, and he's going to be on next segment. You do not want to miss this.
Exclusive, next segment.
Yeah, I mean, he's
exclusive.
He may be pumping up one of his new movies. That's why he's doing this, but
he just learned how to pump off.
Yeah, we got a lot of inside jokes from, when you go 1,600 miles in a couple days, you develop some inside jokes, and we can't talk about those on air right now. But Cody's going to introduce our next guest. Monumental guest.
Absolutely. You have Eddie Free from, you'll know him from the Thomas Jefferson dance protest.
Yes.
Where those guys got body slammed, arrested for dancing in front of the Thomas Jefferson Memorial. I gotta tell you, man, I was there actually a couple months afterwards. I came there and I was like, dude, why would anybody ever be arrested for dancing here? Like, what the heck? It makes no sense, but we want to go break it down for us. Welcome to Truth Exposed Radio. Thanks for being here in studio in Chantilly, Virginia, man.
Thank you, guys. Well, Matt sent me the message that he was headed up, and I'm always up for a reunion with him, and it's great to meet all you guys for the first time. Finally to meet you, Cody, there.
Yeah, if I could just say, Eddie Free, you started, ladies and gentlemen, in the community, in the truth and liberty community. If you're listening on the AM/FM affiliates, share the link, truthexposedradio.com, and if you're listening on the internet, definitely share the link, because truthexposedradio.com, because Eddie Free was an activist instrumental in getting the Thomas Jefferson dance party going on, because he saw how this law over here in Washington, D.C. Prohibited dancing around the monument dedicated to Thomas Jefferson, a champion, a Superman for liberty, Thomas Jefferson. This guy is like the icon. This guy is like, VH1 has like these segments about icons, and they show like what's his name with the big from Public Enemy Flavor Flav. It's like the icons. Flavor Flav is like the icons they introduced to the public. Kim Kardashian, and here we have Thomas Jefferson, an icon for liberty and individual rights. Live free. And when we want to dance in front of the statue dedicated to him, we saw an incident recorded a few years back where that was prohibited. Police state action was a response to people dancing around side this monument. And Eddie Free over here, you know, who I known from Texas back in 2007. You know, Matthew Medina here speaking on the mic. You know, I first started We Are Change San Antonio in 2008. I got involved with the Ron Paul campaign in 2007. I've been awoke to 9/11 since 2001, but I didn't get active till I met a fellow Ron Pauler at a comic book shop at the beginning of 2007 because he had his car tagged with Ron Paul stuff all over. And I walked in my comic book shop. I'm like, who is this guy out here with this Ron Paul car? You know, like Reddit style. I walked in there. I'm like raging. And he's like, me. And then I stay friends with him. He becomes a part of the Ron Paul meetup in San Antonio. And I missed when Ron Paul was in San Antonio back in 07. Eddie Free here, our guest, was there from Houston, Texas. Later on, I met Eddie Free at a anti-Texas tollway, NAFTA superhighway protest in Austin.
That's where 2007. We really cut our.
That's when I first met him.
That's where we really cut our teeth on activism. I think. Of course, we jumped on.
I was a newbie, and I met our guest here, Eddie Free, who's been an activist in Washington D.C. for a couple years now. But before that, you were in Texas.
That's right. That's right. It's great to be with you guys, some Texans here for a change. You know, I've been in the D.C. area for about 3 years now.
There you go.
But sure enough, we cut our teeth on the Texas Trans-Texas corridor, the federal government, and I don't know if it was hatched out of the Bilderberg meetings, but you know they were going to confiscate what, a 1/4 mile wide freeway straight through Texas, and ultimately it was going to run all the way through the United States up to Canada. And I think that's
from Mexico to Canada.
That's right. And we went to several town hall meetings and spoke out against. They had to do it was some 1970 environmental law that they had to do a study and get feedback from the community. So we spoke out at those different meetings. So yeah, man, we've been going at it for a little while, and and there's a tremendous amount of progress I see, especially even with you guys tonight. I was talking about each year, even the Bilderberg meetings are getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and now with across the planet, this global awakening, this new realization of this idea of getting your liberties back. And we see it across the planet. There was a woman in Saudi Arabia that wore nail polish in the mall, and that was a huge step of civil disobedience and reaching back and reaching back for your liberties. So we see it all across the planet, and it's just growing and it's growing. Like this Bilderberg meeting. I mean, there's going to be, how many people were there last time? I mean, it was a few hundred, right?
Yeah, a few hundred. Yeah, and then this time it's going to be a few thousand.
Yeah, it's going to be, I mean, during the most quiet times, there's going to be a few hundred. Like when everybody's going out to eat lunch, there's still going to be a few hundred people holding down. There's going to be tons of people. And, going back to the highways and all that stuff, that was actually going to be put up by Spanish companies, and they're going to collect all the tolls. And now you have Russian troops are going to come train here in America.
There you go.
It seems like they're bringing in all these foreign entities right now to kind of bring in the New World Order, and this is where you got to confront it. I mean, you can go occupy Wall Street or do whatever you want, but if you want to really get some change done, you got to occupy the real 1%.
Yeah. Well, it's like Aaron Dykes said on our show last week. People can find the YouTube video Aaron Dykes on Truth Exposed Radio, Occupy Bilderberg 2012. He said if you want to occupy or protest anything, the most bang for your buck is protesting Bilderberg.
He did say that. I remember that, and that's true. I mean, you got to cut the head off the snake. You don't want to chop at the tail. It's going to keep biting you, It's just going to get more pissed off. You got to cut the head off and kill it.
Yeah, totally. And Eddie, Free, I mean, you were saying you've been an activist for a very long time. You were just talking about how it's been back at least 2007 or maybe even earlier.
Well,
what do you think the progress?
I would say that I woke up in 1996. I used to pick up... the first time I heard Alex Jones, I picked him up on pirate radio about 45 minutes northwest of Kerrville, Texas, out in the hill country. That was in 1998. That was the first time I heard Alex, in 1998. And even then, I think he was like touching on vaccines. Something grabbed my attention. And it was like 3:30 in the morning. I'm driving to my deer blind, and what the hell is this guy talking about? What? But then he went into the Constitution, the idea of the Republic and liberty, and I fell in love with it. And so Alex Jones was that splash of cold water in my face that woke me up to the conspiracy against our liberties.
And I think your journey is something we should really go into. We got a few more segments on this truthexposedradio.com, exclusive, explosive, on location transmission in Chantilly, Virginia, all the way traveled from all the way in San Antonio, Texas. It's been a long road trip. People can follow our travels on Facebook on these various like pages: Occupy Bilderberg 2012, Truth Exposed Radio, and We Are Change SA. I want to flip the mic to Rob of Funkmaster Five,
and on those pages you can find updates that we've put up there cataloging our trip up here, 1,600 miles from San Antonio all the way to the heart of Virginia, right at a stone's throw from DC.
Woo!
And, they had the nerves to meet here, even though it's illegal for any American to attend. So,
federal official, the Logan Act is what they're violating.
Especially federal officials, like Matt says. So, there's a great deal of coverage that's going to come out of this, because there's a lot of people from nearby. We had our last guest from Connecticut, and a few of us from Texas and Canada. We have people from California, all over the place coming up here, and I think that there's a chance that we really pop that mainstream bubble. We're going to be looking to get some local coverage here. Cody actually had a really great idea of getting the local media involved and giving them the opportunity to come down here and cover it with us.
Yeah, totally, Sadie. I mean, do you think this is the year Bilderberg? I mean, you've been active for a very long time. You're saying 98, you started waking up. I mean, 2012, what does it look like to you?
Well, the more they push, the more the resistance. So inevitably, we're seeing more and more cameras. We're seeing more and more of a police state. We're seeing the NDAA. We're seeing Gitmo. So naturally, the resistance is rising along with the tyranny. So I think it's only a natural process.
And hey, and I want to highlight, we haven't talked about yet, we've got another segment with you coming up. This is Eddie Free, the Thomas Jefferson Dance Party. Oh, this is the last segment we got with you, my bad. You did a lot of great actions before you left Texas. You were confronting a lot of the fake Obama movement, and there's a lot of great videos you did. So I just want to let the audience know you've done a lot of great work, man, and you're over here still doing great work. It's great to have you on Truth Exposed Radio tonight, Eddie Free.
Thanks, man. I'm really here just to watch my friends' backs, because what we got to realize is that these people are evil, and if you want to really go into it, the further that I've reached into the conspiracy is that it's very occultic.
Well, hey, my favorite video was where y'all were at some Sheila Jackson NWO congressional candidate rally, and y'all went in the bus of all her supporters, and y'all started rallying Acorn. Y'all walked in the Acorn school bus, and y'all started leading them in chants like y'all were one of them. Y'all totally played off like y'all were one of the Acorn, y'all were one of the Acorn Democratic activists, and you went in there and led them on a chant. It was so funny, and it just goes to show we can have fun waking up people. We're coming up on a break now. Eddie Free is our guest. Any links you want to shout out before we go out on this break?
FR33agents.com. Check it out. It's a network of activists, of global activists, and so check it out. FR31 agents or FR33agents.com. Thanks.
Absolutely, and guess what? We have a great globalist guest coming in. What?
Oh,
Here he is.
special
he's
guest.
walking in right now. Oh, here,
Hollywood actor.
Be right back. Be right back.
A fence now. They didn't put up a fence in 08.
Yeah, they never put up a fence 4 years ago. Now they're putting up fences. Now there's mobile surveillance unit. Now there's more security than there ever was before in secrecy, and they pretty much thrive under the cover of darkness. And I think the more people that are there, the more light is shined on them, the more attention is brought to them. And it's very important for those photographers and videographers to be right there up in front in those 2 exits to capture the video of the people coming in and out of that meeting. Now they do release a report with some of the people that do come in there, but sometimes a lot of people are not on that list, and the only way to really find out who's coming is to actually stand out there, have a good camera, and try to take photos of the cars coming in. And just 4 years ago in Chantilly, Virginia, we found Madeleine Albright, Ben Bernanke walking in, and many others driving into the Chantilly, Virginia. So I think it matters. The more people, the better. The more attention this brings to the American public, the better it is for everybody. The mainstream media won't do it, so it's up for us to do it.
Yeah, exactly. We've been talking on Truth Exposed about, Occupy Bilderberg, for the activists to be like a year-round thing, not just come out and start highlighting it, you know, just around the time, but all year, in which your videos definitely show that. That's definitely like
Yeah, you know, and we got to remind the listeners that tomorrow is the big release of unreleased videos Luke Rudkowski's done with a lot of these super class, real 1% quote. You know, that's just using the catchphrase from the Occupy movement, 1%.
Yeah.
But these are the real 1%, the super class. And Luke Rudkowski has tons of videos over the years, and I've been knowing you've been hoarding onto them forever, dude, since like years ago.
It's just been very hard to edit all of it.
I know, because you were trying to make a movie for a while, and then I know how it is to be busy. You're trying to like go to school, go to work, get by, and then you got all these videos, you're doing confrontations, and it don't stop.
Yeah.
The thing is, you keep doing confrontations, you keep doing street actions, you don't have time to make a legit video because we don't have producers.
The sacrifice that you're making out there right now for all of us, I couldn't be more proud. As a military veteran, I'm just calling because I want to express my sincerest gratitude for what you are all doing right now. You are the true patriots, and I could not be more proud of all of you, especially my brother. Robbie, keep kicking butt, all right?
Thank you, Steve. You're the hero. You went out there and served, and you know one thing that we're trying to change is the status quo of our great military personnel being used for undeclared wars and illegal wars and stuff they call kinetic military actions, which are killing innocent people, and they're being subsidized through our tax dollars and through that hidden inflation tax. And you know, y'all shouldn't be used for these kind of actions.
No, I completely agree. And yeah, I totally see that. You know, while I was in, you know, I was completely brainwashed. You know, of course, I you know, the honor to serve. Anytime anybody, you know, thanks me for having served, you know, all I can really say is it was an honor to serve. You know, whether I knew what I was doing or not, we're making that sacrifice because it's what we know is the right thing to do, whether we're well informed or not. You know, and it's just what we want to do for our nation. You know, but now, you know, I'm better informed. Glad I didn't make it a career.
Well, you know, it's unfortunate that people don't have good information now, and I'm surprised that you called in, Steve. You called me Robbie on the air, and I don't want people to know that. It is incredibly embarrassing.
Robbie over here.
See, now the guys are gonna get me all the way back from Bilderberg.
Hey,
got it, Robbie.
Hey, caller, you should have seen Rob over here at Funkmaster 5 on YouTube fame calling a national radio shows with info bombs on the way over here from San Antonio, Texas, Chantilly, Virginia. All right, you are back with Truth Exposed Radio live on this May 30th, 2012. We are live and on location in Chantilly, Virginia at Bilderberg 2012. We are far away from San Antonio where we reside as We Are Change San Antonio. You can find our meetup, sanantoniotruth.org. We have a meetup coming up this Friday in San Antonio. Street action, Info Jam Bilderberg, youtube.com/We Are Change SA. And we are honored to have so many activists in our presence right now in this makeshift studio in Chantilly, Virginia. I am one of your hosts tonight, Matthew Medina.
I'm Cody Hess, and yeah, we really are a long way from home, but we definitely knew we had to come out here and expose the Bilderberg group, get out here with the hundreds, if not thousands, of other activists making their way out here. Everyone knows this is the real 1%, closer to the 0.01%. You can check out the website, occupybilderberg.org. Our other two hosts are right here.
C.J. Gore.
And this is Robert Blount, a.k.a. Funkmaster Five.
Absolutely, and we have our special guest here in the studio tonight in Chantilly, Virginia, Luke Rudkowski of We Are Change.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys. It's an honor and pleasure to finally be on your radio program.
And we are live streaming, is that correct, Luke?
Yeah, live streaming right now on ustream.tv/We Are Change. Just get on there and you can see exactly what's happening in this crazy hotel room filled with too many people.
There are way too many people in here, dude, for real. But hey, we ran into you earlier. We were rolling up on the Westfields Marriott. We saw you out there filming the fence.
Yeah, we saw you walking along the concentration camp fence in front of the Westfields.
It's very interesting because as soon as we got there, we saw a mobile surveillance unit
set
up with surveillance cameras by the police department here, and you know we just walked around try to see what was going on. We had a police officer roll past our car and stop us. They actually gave me an Oath Keeper's card, which was kind of weird. But overall, you know, there's a lot of security, a lot of undercover cops, a lot of regular cops, a lot of weird-looking guys, and it should be very interesting to see what happens when so many people just come here and try to expose Bilderberg for what it is. And I think this will be one of the major breaking years that this will actually get out there into, maybe not into the mainstream media realm, but I think to a very huge audience. And I think that's very possible with the amount of people that will be coming here. And especially all the independent journalists that are coming here. It should be very interesting, should be very fun.
And Luke, this is Matt Medina here. Who are we expecting? Who do you know that's going to be here for show?
There's so many people. Gary Franchi, Adam Kokesh, Dan Dix, you guys are here, Abby Martin of Media Roots. There's people coming from all over the world just to be here. I know people flying in from Europe, so it should be very interesting and
nice.
It should be amazing. Last year in Switzerland at the Bilderberg meeting, very similar things happened, but they kind of had us really secluded all the way in a very, very small town, up in the mountains. It was raining and storming and muddy. It was like covering a war scene pretty much, where there was mud everywhere and no food.
And I just want to remind the listeners that might just be tuning in, this is Truth Exposed Radio, live May 30th on location from Chantilly, Virginia. And we are live streaming at Luke's channel. Luke, shout out that Ustream channel.
Ustream.tv/WeAreChange. Just get on there and you can see exactly what's happening live.
Absolutely, so you can go over there right now and check it out. And I'll tell you what, we got our first call of the night on right now. Steve from California. Steve, so let me ask you a question here. Are we all just a group of schizophrenics out here in Chantilly, Virginia, staring at a hotel that doesn't exist?
No, I wouldn't be able to do that. You guys are full of truth. And
Yeah, we had plenty of fun with this guy calling international radio shows, and you know, Rob is a real trooper. He's done what he can for truth, as a lot of us in the studio. Any last things you want to leave before we go on? Because Luke Rudkowski is in studio. We got a big, huge release tomorrow of unreleased confrontational videos. We actually got a sneak peek before the show. Ladies and gentlemen, listening to the show on the AM and FM affiliates all across the nation and on the internet worldwide at truthexposedradio.com and all the Facebook pages that are sharing this information. We're going to drop an exclusive sneak peek video in anticipation of tomorrow's donation drive. WeAreChange.org. Luke Rudkowski working hard, working hard. We've seen all the videos, and this ain't mainstream media. This ain't no Democracy Now! Receiving foundation money. This ain't none of that. You know what I'm saying? So, our caller and Steve in California, a veteran. Any last things you wanna say before we move on the show?
keep on trucking, and you know you've got all our support, and we're right behind you. Take care.
Thanks a lot. You know, and the military support is very important. And we all know that Ron Paul leads in military support. We know that the military is awake out there. You know, there's an illusion that doesn't take hold on their free minds.
Well, absolutely. I tell you what, we're here in studio right now. We got Luke Rudkowski. It's May 30th. We're here just on the dawn of Bilderberg meeting. We already saw the fences. You were already down there, Luke. I mean, right off the bat here, before we get into the whole breaking footage, I mean, you came all the way to Chantilly, Virginia from where you were at. We came all the way from San Antonio. What do you think is the importance of being here at Bilderberg?
Yeah, because a lot of people are saying, hey, Luke, a lot of people are saying, oh, y'all being there doesn't matter. What do you got to say to that, brother?
Well, I think it really does matter because it just encourages the Bilderberg members because they want no attention.
They're putting